walk in, we have about 4,000 new records in stock, and we try to always have doubles of everything so that we're never out of stock of anything. So as soon as one sells, you know, we pull another one up from the doubles rows. We have a lot of people that come in, you know, every other day or 2 times a week or every weekend, and they don't want to look through all the used. They just want to look through what's come in recently so they can come in, browse, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 rows, get a couple, and then be on their way. So it doesn't take up that much time. We got the lease in December, and we opened up in February. And I don't think we remember the months of December and January. I quit my job teaching, and
I quit my job engineering. That was kind of unplanned.
I love teaching, but couldn't do, we're both going to try to do our old jobs and run the shop, and just too much time. But we chose Loveland because it's kind of a, it's far away enough from the other 2 shops in town, and there's just a ton, and there's a ton of foot traffic down here. It's kind of a little suburb that's on the up. Kind of a little outdoors, a little bit of a hippie tinge down here. You know, a lot of people like to canoe the river or walk or run or bike on the trail. So the most important thing is they have a really good liquor store with a really good beer selection. There's a definitely a big crossover between like craft beer and people that buy records, for sure. I mean, if you come in here and if you can bring a 6-pack into a record shop that you just got 45 seconds away, that's an awesome vibe. I mean, drinking good beer and looking through records, that's, I mean, what more do you want? So Colemine label started when I was in college, and it started kind of as a joke, really just to legitimize projects I was working on, and kind of grew and grew. It's always been something I've done on the side, but it's always been something that's had a lot of potential. Opening the shop gives us like a front to have the shop and then run the label really well from the back end.
Seeing the perspective from a shop kind of makes us a better label too, because we see what we want labels to do when we work with them, and we go direct with labels. So
the first band on the label was the Jive Turkeys, which essentially is like organ funk. And it was just me and like friends from college, buddies from college I played in bands with there. And that was kind of the genesis for our funk soul stuff, really just like putting out our own projects. And I mean, our dad was a huge doo-wop collector, so we're huge suckers for like harmonies. Like, I don't really care what anybody's singing about as long as they're sweet harmonies, like I'm down. Like, I don't even care. The coolest thing is that now it's like it's a brand. You know, if you see something that's on Colemine, you know, you may not everybody's into that, but if you see something on Colemine, you generally know what you're getting. I think a huge thing that's going to separate us is the fact that we have dedicated stage. In-store performances are really important for shops, and we kind of were able to walk into the shop with some forethought, like, hey, we want to have a dedicated stage because we want to kind of be able to we'd like to be a venue, just like, you know, like a small venue, like get touring bands in. And the fact that we already had all the studio equipment, it's like, we have a stage, we have instruments, we have a Leslie, we have a Hammond organ, we have a Wurlitzer, we have a spinette piano, we have a drum kit, we have a bass rig, guitars. So it's like a band can walk in here and it's minimal setup, and it's not an afterthought, you know. It's a dedicated stage, it's always there, and that's huge. I mean, not just for in-stores, but for like actual, just full-on shows. I mean, Monophonics came here, like I told you, they came here and literally just pretty much brought guitars and there were horns. And that's a 7-piece band, you know, and they're ready to roll. And that's sweet. Like, oh my God, man, they crushed it. But it's cool to see, like, you know, great musicians get up here and just kill it. And plus, we can record it all to tape. Like, it's all being wired through our reel-to-reel, so if we want to track the show live to tape, all we gotta do is hit record.
Tell me about Soccer Short Wednesday.
That's that's the coolest thing about owning a business, period. We can do whatever the hell we want to do. Sometimes we get looked at like we're crazy, but it's like, no, we're not crazy. We're running a record shop. Like this is our job. Like, this is what we do every day. You should get a shot of intern Matt. Hey, intern Matt, come here. Yeah.
Dude, he got the memo about
Yeah,
shorts.
that's the uniform. That's the uniform. Yeah, this is intern Matt, affectionately known as intern Matt. But and now he's a resident chef. He's really coming into his own. It's really like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Right.
Truly coming into his own as far as understanding how to grill properly. Did some burgers and corn yesterday.
He tried to set
He tried to burn the building down.
once. Gotten better since then.
Yeah.
Nobody's
just-
perfect.
Oh man.
I just really like to thank my parents.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Terry,
Yeah,
Bob,
yeah.
the Grease.